light is falling through the kitchen pane. The kettle ticks then settles and the room is slow again. I leave my phone face down beside the cutting board. Just a quiet cup of coffee, a silence I can't afford. The street outside is softer, now the cars have thinned away. A neighbor folds her laundry in the late and easy day. I trace the edge of the table where the wood is worn quite thin, and breathe the kind of morning that lets the quiet in. My shoes are still by the doorway from a week I can't recall. The plants lean toward the window, rooted close against the wall. The steam above the counter, curling easy, curling thin. A list I keep forgetting, pinned low with the safety pin. I walk from room to room the way a river finds a sea. Not chasing, not arriving, just the pace that's right for me. The afternoon is amber and the shadows lose their shape. I learned the weight of doing less, of leaving room for space. So let the hours pass like pages turning slow. Let the small things be the only things I know. I'm not waiting for a sign to rearrange my day. Just a slower kind of love that doesn't ask me to stay. Almost a Tuesday, almost a song. Almost a place where I can belong. Almost a breath I forgot to take. Almost the calm I was trying to make. Almost a window, almost a door. Almost the peace I've been looking for. Almost a Tuesday, and that's enough. Made of ordinary love. The evening pulls its curtain down across the living room. A book is open somewhere waiting for me to resume. I check the latch, I check the light, I check the steady clock, and tuck the loose end of the day beneath the daily lock. There's music from a neighbor drifting low across the hall. A melody that doesn't hurry, it just lets the moments fall. I count the things I'm grateful for without a list in hand. The warmth, the hush, the steady roof, the quiet of the land. If the world is busy spinning somewhere past my door, I don't need to chase the noise or ask for something more. There's a softness in the letting go, a mercy in the stay, a kind of ordinary holiness that meets me on the way. And the seconds drip like honey down the side of an hourglass. I watch them pull and settle, and I let the moment pass. Almost a Tuesday, almost a song. Almost a place where I can belong. Almost a breath I forgot to take. Almost the calm I was trying to make. Almost a window, almost a door. Almost the peace I've been looking for. Almost a Tuesday, and that's enough. Made of ordinary love. Almost a Tuesday, almost a room. Almost a garden coming into bloom. Almost a step and almost a rest. Almost a heartbeat close against my chest. Almost a Tuesday fading out so slow. The light, the cup, the breath, the glow. Almost a Tuesday. Almost a Morning came in slow, no rush. Window caught the street in gold. Phone face down, I'm letting go. Shoes by the door, still cold. Steam rises from a cup, I won't move. Just watching the day unfold. There's laundry on the chair again, a song I half remember. When the neighbor's dog barks twice, then stops. The fridge hums low, the radiator pops. Nothing in this room is asking me to be anywhere I'm not. I could call you, I could write, I could let the morning blur all night. But I'm sitting in the in-between of the ordinary and the clean. The kind of peace you don't explain, the kind you only leave. Almost a Tuesday, almost home. Almost the quiet I've been looking for. The light, the cup, the breath, the glow. Almost a Tuesday, almost. And nothing needs to change, nothing needs to know. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm home. The street outside has gone soft too. Cars pass slow, the sky is pale blue. I trace the ring, my coffee left a small warm circle, nothing else. The hours pass like they forgot to be important, and I let them. I used to chase the louder things, the phone, the plans, the way the city sings. But here the hum is enough for me. The radiator, the leaf, the memory of someone I was yesterday, finally letting that be. Almost a Tuesday, almost home, almost the quiet I've been looking for. The light, the cup, the breath, the glow. Almost a Tuesday, almost. And nothing needs to change, nothing needs to know. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm home. The cup goes cold, I don't refill. The afternoon decides to be still. Almost a Tuesday, almost. 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 Almost, almost a Tuesday and I'm home. Ooh. Kettle clicks off, I forgot it again. Steam rising slow against the kitchen wall. Your chair is empty, but the light feels the same. A cup on the table, I don't move it at all. Outside the window, the street is gone soft. A neighbor walks back with nothing to say. The room holds the warmth of a Tuesday that almost became something more than just an ordinary day. I trace the wood grain with the edge of my thumb. The radio hums something I almost know. Your jacket is hanging where it always hung. I don't reach for it, I just let it show. The fridge starts a low buzz, I don't mind. The clock doesn't rush, it just learns how to wait. I'm learning the shape of this ordinary time. The weight of a silence that doesn't feel late. And if you walk in, I'll pour you a cup. And if you don't, the morning is enough. There's nothing to prove, nothing to fix. Just a soft turning of the world, just a slow drift. A light through the curtain, just the sound of a house learning to hold. Almost a Tuesday, almost, almost like the day we meant to have. Almost, I keep the quiet, I keep the calm. Almost, almost like a door left open in the hall. Almost a Tuesday, almost. I'm not waiting, I'm just letting it fall. Almost, 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 almost a Tuesday and I'm here. Almost, almost, and the room is warm and the day is clear. There's a crack in the ceiling I keep meaning to paint. The grocery list folded beside the phone. I water the plants even though they look faint. I put on a shirt that you once called your own. The afternoon stretches without any sound. A book falls open to a page I forgot. I read a few lines and I don't read past them. Just sit with the words until the daylight drops. A text comes in late, I type back slow. Something ordinary like how is your day? You send a small photo of your window below. The sky looks the same in a different way. And I don't need it to be anything more than a Tuesday that almost learned our names. I don't need it to be anything more than a Tuesday that almost learned our names. I don't need it to be anything more than the soft hum of these ordinary things. The mug in the sink, the light on the floor, the way a slow morning gently rearranges everything I thought I was looking for into the shape of a Tuesday, into the shape of an almost Tuesday. Oh, almost a Tuesday. Almost, almost like the day we meant to have. Almost, I keep the quiet, I keep the calm. Almost, almost like a door left open in the hall. Almost a Tuesday. Almost, I'm not waiting, I'm just letting it fall. Almost, 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 almost a Tuesday and I'm home. Almost, almost, and the light is soft and I'm not alone. The street goes quiet, the windows close. The car turns the corner, slow and slow. I sit with my hands around a cooling cup. The Tuesday keeps almost, almost becoming in. It's true, I left the curtain half closed for the light. There's a cup on the table with coffee gone cold, and I'm breathing in, breathing out, taking my time. The street outside is starting to soften the sound. Just a slow-moving truck and a kid on a bike. I'm not waiting on anything, I'm waiting around for just letting the day sit beside me a while. I folded the blanket, I wiped down the shelf. Small little motions that keep me in line. You don't have to be moving to feel like you went somewhere inside of you, somewhere behind. There's a clock on the wall and it's losing its mind, but I'm not in a rush to find out what it's after. The neighbor is playing the piano in C, and it's drifting in here like cold water. Almost like a Tuesday, almost like the one before all the days started spinning too fast. I could keep a small hour, I could put it in glass, set it on the shelf where the warm mornings last. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just me in the kitchen, the windows wide open. Almost a Tuesday, almost Tuesday. I'm not going anywhere, I'm not broken. Almost a Tuesday, just the light on the floor. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm closing no doors. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just the hum of the fridge and the dust in the sun. I wrote down a list, but I lost the pen somewhere between the sink and the door. It doesn't really matter, the list wasn't real, just a way to feel busy, a way to feel sure. There's a plant on the windowsill leaning its head like it's tired of standing and wants to lie down. I give it a little, I talk to it soft. It's the longest I've listened to anyone's sound. Sometimes a week is a hallway of rooms, and I'm walking through each one without a real key. But Tuesday is different, Tuesday is cracks where the light gets in sideways and finds only me. I'm not building a mountain, I'm not crossing the sea. I'm just sitting here watching the hours agree that nothing is missing, nothing is wrong. Just a quiet, just a quiet, just a quiet song. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just me in the kitchen, the windows wide open. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm not going anywhere, I'm not broken. Almost a Tuesday, just the light on the floor. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm closing no doors. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just the hum of the fridge and the dust in the sun. Almost, 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 almost a Tuesday. Almost, almost. The coffee is cold and the daylight is easy. Almost, 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 almost a Tuesday. The clock on the wall is just learning to tick, a slow kind of sound that the room doesn't kick. My socks on the floor where I left them last night. The street outside hums in a wash of soft light. I stand by the window, my hand on the glass, watching the cars in the slow-moving mess. A bird on the wire is just trying to rest. Nothing is urgent and nothing suppressed. I trace a small circle where dust has appeared. A week of small living, a month of small years. The kitchen still smells like the toast I let burn. A lesson I'm slowly deciding to learn. I water the plant that I bought in the spring. The leaves are still soft, not yet doing their thing. A neighbor walks past with a bag and a nod. The ordinary holy, the everyday God. And I don't need the day to be a movie. I don't need the sky to fall or move. I'm just sitting here inside my own room, letting Tuesday be a Tuesday proof. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light coming in like a slow kind friend. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, a moment that doesn't need to end. The cup on the table, the breath in my chest, the quiet that fits like a well-worn dress. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm here and I don't need to guess. I write a small list but I don't follow through. The pen on the page says I'm halfway to you. Not you in a person, just you in a thought. A kindness I owed that I finally brought. The radiator clicks in a patient old way. A warmth that arrives and is willing to stay. I open the window and let the world in. Just a sliver of city, just a hint of din. And if the afternoon never becomes a night, if the slow stays slow and the soft stays soft, if I never figure the big picture out, just this chair, just this light, just this little house, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay right now. I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay somehow. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light coming in like a slow kind of friend. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. A moment that doesn't need to end. The cup on the table, the breath in my chest, the quiet that fits like a well-worn dress. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm here and I don't need to guess. The afternoon fades to a lavender blue. The street lamps are learning to wake on cue. I pull the blanket a little higher and sit in the glow of my own small fire. Almost a Tuesday. Almost, 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 almost. The blinds are cracked, the room is slow. A stripe of sunlight on the floor. I let the quiet sit and grow and watch it open every door. The coffee's cool, the cup stays still. No need to move, no need to know. Just letting morning be a hill that I am climbing very low. There's laundry folded on the chair, a book left open where I stopped, a page that caught me unaware, with one small line I never thought. The neighborhood is barely there, a car, a dog, a distant hum, the kind of stillness in the air that only comes when days become. I am not chasing anything, I am not waiting on a sign. The clock can't stretch the hours bend, I am just moving into mine. And if the day forgets my name, I'll meet it gently, all the same. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The week is soft, the light is hazy. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm right here, I'm right here. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The world is moving slow and easy. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm right here, I'm right here. I take the long way to the sink. The handle turns, the water runs. I count the tiles, I stop and think about the weight of simple ones. There's soup for dinner, nothing new. A neighbor's radio downstairs, a song I used to listen to that meets me in the empty chairs. I used to wish the days would race, I used to want a brighter sound, but something in this quiet place has settled every racing ground. The street outside has gone soft too, the trees are leaning almost blue, and I am standing in my room with nothing left I have to prove. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The week is soft, the light is hazy. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm right here, I'm right here. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The world is moving slow and easy. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm right here, I'm right here. Almost a Tuesday. The cup, the light, I'm right here, I'm right here. Almost a Tuesday, I'm right. The light is coming in slow across the floor. I know the color of a Tuesday, quiet as a hand. Not asking anything from me, just laying where it lands. A cup of something cooling on the corner of the day. I'm letting it be simple in the soft and steady way. The street outside is gentle now, no one rushing through the sound. Even my own breathing knows the rhythm of this town. A shirt still hanging on the chair, a book turned on its side. Nothing asking to be finished, nothing needing to be tried. I'm watching small things moving like they know the time of day. And if the world is listening, let it hear me say, I'm not chasing anything, I'm letting it stay. Almost a Tuesday, almost in the air. Almost a moment that I'm glad to share. Almost a Tuesday, almost a light. Almost the hour before the day turns white. I'm not in a hurry, I'm not asking why. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm letting it lie, letting it lie, letting it lie, letting it lie, just letting it lie. The pad keeps on humming low, the bass is warm beneath a rhythm like a slow heart that remembers how to breathe. There's a small plant on the sill, leaning toward the glass. Even the dust looks patient when the morning wants to pass. I'm sitting with my own weight, not pulling anywhere. Some days are not for climbing, some days are just for there. The way your window holds the sun without a single care. I'm counting what's around me, a chair, a pen, a key. The ordinary little things that set the whole day free. And if I'm tired, I'm tired. And if I'm still, I'm still. Almost a Tuesday, almost a light. Almost the hour before the day turns white. I'm not in a hurry, I'm not asking why. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm letting it lie. Almost a Tuesday, almost a glow. Almost the kind of day that doesn't need to know. Just breathing, easy movement, just the room, the chair, the sky. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm letting it lie, letting it lie, letting it lie. The light is moving slowly and so am I. A breath, a cup, a window, a quiet kind of sky. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost. The blinds are half closed, letting in a thinner light. A cup of cooling tea sits patient by my side. The street outside is whispering a softer kind of sound. Just tires on the pavement, almost calm, almost down. I trace the edge of nothing with my thumb against the glass, and let the afternoon decide how long I'm gonna last. The cat is sleeping somewhere underneath the chair, and nothing in this room is going anywhere. I almost called your name out loud, but then I didn't. The radio is humming, something half familiar, bittersweet. A neighbor walks a dog in lazy figure eights. The world is taking its unhurried, quiet shape. My notebook's open, but I haven't written anything yet. Just looking at the way the shadows learn to set. The steam that rises slow and then forgets to climb. Almost a Tuesday, almost out of step with time. If you were here, you'd say it's just a normal day. But normal days are where the quiet gets to stay. The ordinary holds me like it always knew it would. A small, unhurried kind of good. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light comes in slow like it forgot to rush. The kettle clicks off in a familiar hush. I breathe and the room remembers how. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Nothing's asking me to figure it out. The evening folds me gently into now. I wash the single cup and dry it with a towel. The window has gone amber, softer than a foul. There's music from a car parked 2 streets over framed. A melody I'm sure I've heard but can't quite name. I think about the message I almost didn't send. How some things wait until you're ready to begin. The fridge begins to hum a low and steady tone, and even that small sound feels like it's not alone. Maybe healing is the moment you stop looking for the cure. Maybe ordinary days are how we learn to endure. I set my phone face down and watch the ceiling fan. Trace circles in the air like only quiet can. I don't need a reason, I don't need a sign. Just this little patch of ordinary time. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light comes in slow like it forgot to rush. The kettle clicks off in the familiar hush. I breathe and the room remembers how. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Nothing's asking me to figure it out. The evening folds me gently into now. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The streetlight flickers on outside my door, and I don't need it to be anything more. Almost a Tuesday. Almost. Almost. The kettle clicked off in the dark. I was counting the cracks in the cup. Nothing heavy pulling me down, just the clock doing what clocks do. I let the steam rise where it wants, no rush to call it a night. The window still holding the blue, and I'm still here, half in the light. A car turned slow at the end of the block. His headlights wrote something on the wall, then it went, and the room got quiet again, like the street was exhaling it all. I pulled my sleeve over my hand, not cold, just a habit of mine. The streetlight hummed a low C, the kind of sound that keeps time. I used to look for a sign, something to tell me where I stand. Now I'm learning the quiet kind of knowing fits better in my hands. Let the day be a day, let the week be a week. Almost a Tuesday, almost a song, almost a moment I find what I'm on. Not quite the weekend, not quite the fall, just me in the room, just me in the wall. Almost a Tuesday, and that's enough. Sipping the same slow coffee stuff. No revelation, no grand design, just this small hour, quietly mine. There's a book on the table I haven't opened in weeks. Sip pen that roll to the edge and stop the cat on the arm of the chair, breathing slow like she knows the plot. I don't chase the thought to its end. Some thoughts just like to drift through the radiator. Takes a small song in the evening, is kinda the new. If someone asked me how I've been, I'd say the light came in sideways today. I'd say I made it home in time. I'd say there's nothing to explain. Some days are just ordinary saints quietly walking us through, and I don't need it to be anything more. Almost a Tuesday, almost. I let the sentence finish itself in the soft hum of the room. Almost a Tuesday, almost a prayer, almost the weight of the steam in the air. Not quite a story, not quite a plan, just me with my hands doing what they can. Almost a Tuesday, and that's enough. Same slow streets, same familiar stuff. No big beginning, no closing line, just this small hour, quietly mine. Yeah. The streetlight hums a low just a breathing, almost a Tuesday. Almost a Tuesday, almost. The light is sliding down the wall again, a stripe of gold across the hardwood floor. My coffee's gone a little cold, I don't mind. The quiet keeps me company, that's for sure. A car outside, a dog 2 streets away, a tap, a creak, the little clock on the shelf. I count the dust inside the window pane, and somehow that is enough by myself. My shoes are by the door where I left them last. My jacket folded over the chair. The kettle clicked off 5 minutes ago. I never made a second cup, I don't care. There's something kind of about a day like this, where nothing has to be remembered. The street outside is starting up to hum, but in here, nothing pulls, nothing tethers. I'm not waiting, I'm not holding on, I'm not wishing for the evening ain't gone. Just a steady little flame inside my chest, and a breath and a beat and rest. Almost a Tuesday, almost a dream, almost a feeling. Nothing means what it seems. Almost a song I almost could sing, soft on the lips like a late day rain. Almost a Tuesday, slow and complete, warm on the skin underneath my feet. Almost a moment I don't wanna keep, just a quiet glow, just a quiet glow. My notebook open to a half-written line. I watch the ink dry slow across the page. A neighbor's window blinks his curtain twice. The light begins to soften into gray. I step out on the porch to feel the air. Street is soft, the cars are moving slow. A woman waits from 3 houses down, and we don't speak, we just let the evening go. I think about the weeks I tried to rush, the way I missed the middles, missed the in-between. Hand upon the mug, the breath inside the chest, the tiny, ordinary, beautiful machine. I am not a story, I am not a lesson, I am just a person sitting in a chair with daylight making patterns on the floor, and nothing missing, nothing in the air. Almost a Tuesday, almost a dream, almost a feeling. Nothing means what it seems. Almost a song I almost could sing, soft on the lips like a late day rain. Almost a Tuesday, slow and complete, warm on the skin underneath my feet. Almost a moment I don't wanna keep, just a quiet glow, just a quiet glow. Just a little glow where the sun had shone, and the room and the breathing. Almost a Tuesday, almost, almost. Window light is moving slow across the floor. I haven't moved to make my bed again. A cup of something cooling by the open door. Steam is gone, but I still hold the handle, friend. The street outside is quieter than before. Fewer cars, more footsteps passing through. I watch a neighbor carry grocery bags once more. Nothing new, but I'm still seeing every hue. There's no rush to put my shoes on by the door. The kettle clicks and settles on its plate. I let it cool before I pour another round. There's a softness in the way the minutes wait, like the whole block heard a tender kind of sound. A bird is trying something near the drainpipe fence. Ain't 3 notes repeating in the air. My pen is lying somewhere where I must have left. Maybe tomorrow I will write what's there. I lean back and let the gentle hours ferment. Almost like a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Almost like a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Almost like a Tuesday, soft and unexchanged. Almost like a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Oh, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is moving through. almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. And I'm sitting next to you, not quite Wednesday, not yet anything new. Just the same warm cup, the same unhurried view. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday will be enough. The radio is playing something I have no a voice like honey sliding through the room. I don't change the station, let the feeling flow. Let the late afternoon become a kind of bloom. My phone is face down, charging on the shelf. Nobody is calling and I don't mind. I put my hand against my chest to check myself. Heart is steady, breathing is the only kind. I am here and I am nowhere else. Tuesday has a shape I can't quite name. Maybe it is simply being here. Maybe it is watching window frame hold a square of gold against the wall so clear. I don't need a reason to remain. I don't need a reason to remain. Just the quiet company of light and air. Almost like a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Almost like a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Almost like a Tuesday, soft and unexchanged. Almost like a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Oh, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is moving through. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. And I'm sitting next to you, not quite Wednesday, not yet anything new. Just the same warm cup, the same unhurried view. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday will be enough. Almost a Tuesday, almost, almost, almost a Tuesday. The light keeps moving slow. Almost, just a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Almost a Tuesday. Window light comes slower today, soft across the wood. I set the cup down where it was. I keep on standing good. The street outside is half asleep. Cars like distant rain. Nothing rearranged, nothing changed. Just the ordinary again. A small breeze lifts the curtain edge. I let it hang where it lands. No rush to fold the morning back. Just open quiet hands. The radio is playing low. A voice I almost know, counting out the minutes like they have nowhere to go. There's a stain of coffee on the page. I trace it with my thumb. Half a thought, a half one line, a hum beneath the hum. My shoes are quiet by the door. The floor remembers them outside the city. Breezing blue, I'm breathing back again. Nothing loud, nothing late, nothing I must explain. Just the room, just the time, just the small and easy wait. If the day stays gentle, if the lights stay slow, I don't need it to be more. I just wanted to hold almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Soft enough to feel me, soft enough to stay. Almost a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Every single quiet thing saying your name. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The kind of day that knows me and forgets to ask why. Almost a Tuesday, under window light. Nothing rearranged, nothing rearranged. Almost a Tuesday. I read the same 3 pages twice. The words don't seem to mind. There's a warmth along the back of my neck, like a hand I left behind. A neighbor's dog is barking once, then chooses not to bark. The kettle clicks before it sings, a small familiar spark. The clock above the doorway moves like it's asking for a friend. I nod to it, I let it pass. I'll meet the hour again. If this is all the day becomes a cup of cherry song, I will sit inside the turning and not hurry long. The afternoon will lean and slow. The evening will agree. Nothing rearranged, nothing lost. Just a room that holds the key. And if the world is listening, it can listen here with me. Almost a Tuesday, almost Almost a Tuesday, soft enough to feel me, soft enough to stay. Almost a Tuesday, nothing rearranged, every single quiet thing saying your name. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The kind of day that knows me and forgets to ask why. Almost a Tuesday, under window light, nothing rearranged, nothing rearranged. Almost a Tuesday, soft and slow. Almost a Tuesday, nothing rearranged. Almost a Tuesday, let it stay. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The room is cooler now, the curtain half closed. A cup sits on the table, ring of steam still slow. Your jacket on the chair where you left it last night. Outside a street lamp flickers, tired of its own light. I trace the grain of wood with nothing on my mind. Just breathing in, breathing out, leaving time behind. The fridge hums a low note, familiar and small. A Tuesday kind of silence, no rush to recall. My phone is on the counter, face turned to the wall. I haven't checked the hour, I'm not counting it all. The neighbor's dog is barking somewhere down the lane, and then it stops, and then it starts and stops again. A breeze comes through the window, barely there at all. It moves the page I left open, lets the ink feel tall. I don't reach to close it, I just let the air play. Some things don't need an answer, they just wanna stay. So I'll sit a little longer in the quiet of the room. Let the dust keep dancing in the window. Small bloom, no plans, no waiting for a voice to ring through. Just me, just here, just this ordinary blue. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is soft, the world is moving slow. Almost a Tuesday, I don't need a reason just to be here, just to let it show. Almost a Tuesday, nothing to solve, no grand emotion, just a quiet resolve. Almost a Tuesday, let the minutes fall, I'm not going anywhere at all. The kettle clicks itself off, no one in the room. I smile because it's funny how it knows what to do. There's bread on the counter, cut from yesterday's loaf. It tastes the same today, soft and warm and close. I walk to the window, press my hand to the glass. The street looks back at me, patient, unsurprised. A woman walks a bicycle, no hurry in her step. A Tuesday just keeps being what it has always kept. Maybe this is what the years were trying to say. Not the fireworks, just the lamp that stays. Not the kiss, just the hand still near. Not the song, just the willingness to hear. I don't need the room to change, I don't need the sky. I just need a minute where the minutes comply. So I'll sit here, breath in, breath out, let it be. Almost a Tuesday, almost and enough for me. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is soft, the world is moving slow. Almost a Tuesday, I don't need a reason just to be here, just to let it show. Almost a Tuesday, nothing to prove, just the air, the chair, the ordinary groove. Almost a Tuesday, let the hours lean into something simple, into something clean. Almost a Tuesday, let the light go. I'm still here, that's enough. Almost a Tuesday, fading out. Almost a Tuesday, fading out. Light is shifting in the kitchen, steam still rising from my cup. I don't need to make a decision, I can sit here warm and just let up. The street below is barely moving, cars like thoughts I haven't had. Shoes by the door, aren't going anywhere. And neither is the day, and that's not bad. There's a quiet I keep choosing, not the kind that fills with weight, just the kind that sits beside you like a friend who doesn't need to wait. I count the seconds like small pebbles dropping in a glass of rain. Nothing loud, nothing broken, nothing trying to fill again. I don't need a reason to be still. I don't need the world to nod and say I should. I just need this room, this breath, this with no pain. It's almost Tuesday, feeling understood. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is low and slow and steady too. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I don't have to name what I'm walking through. Just breathe it in, let it out. Just breathe it in, let it out. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, yeah. The neighbors play their radio faintly, a song I half remember from before. I don't reach for it completely, I just let the melody touch the floor. My reflection in the glass is patient, not demanding, not in need. It just looks back, says nothing present. Just a face, just a breath, just a me. The afternoon folds slowly. The curtain moves a little more. I think I'll stay right here, not waiting for an open door. Just letting hours do their hovering. Just letting minutes softly blur into something I won't question, into something that doesn't ask for her. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is low and slow and steady too. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I don't have to name what I'm walking through. Just breathe it in, let it out. Just breathe it in, let it out. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, yeah. The tea has gone a little cold. I don't mind at all. The day is almost Tuesday. And I'll be here till it falls. Just here, just still. Just here, just still. Just here. The room is colder than it was an hour ago. I'm pulling the blanket up just to feel the weight. A car pulls out, the street goes quiet once more. Trace the rim of my cup with her fingertips, still warm enough to hold, still warm enough to keep. The light outside the window shifts by a single shade. I watch it move like I have all the time. I'm old. I think about the message I never finished writing. The laundry folded clean in stacks since Sunday. Your name is still on the tip of something easy. I let it stay there, I don't push it down. There's a comfort in the things I haven't said, the way the afternoon forgot to ask me anything. I don't mind the silence, it keeps me company. And the clock is ticking slow enough to hear, and my shoulders finally find the back of the chair. If this is just a Tuesday, then I'm learning how to stay. If this is just a Tuesday, then I'm gonna hurry. Almost a Tuesday, almost nothing. Almost fine, almost the same shape as the rest of my life. The light comes through the curtains, soft and slow. The cup is on the table, I don't have to go. Almost a Tuesday, almost warm, almost whole, almost like I finally found my role. I breathe in, I breathe out, I let the day uncurl. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm almost home. There's a hum from the fridge that I've stopped noticing. The neighbor's dog is barking once, then twice, then done. I wonder if they're making dinner or just standing still. I wonder if they're also letting Tuesday pass. My phone is face down, the screen has gone to sleep. I'm not expecting anything, and that feels like enough. The pillow remembers exactly where my head belongs. songs, maybe this is what they mean when they say peace. Not the grand or the loud, just the quiet in the next. Just the sound of traffic winding down the hill. Just the steam still curling from a cup I'll refill. Just me, just here, just a Tuesday in my hands. Just the way the ordinary becomes the plan. I don't need it to be more, I don't need it to be less. Almost a Tuesday, almost nothing, almost fine, almost the same shape as the rest of my life. The light comes through the curtain, soft and slow. The cup is on the table, I don't have to go. Almost a Tuesday, almost warm, almost whole, almost like I finally found my role. I breathe in, I breathe out, I let the day uncurl. Almost a Tuesday, and I'm almost home. The street is going soft again, and the light is moving slow. Just here, just still, just Tuesday. Just here, just still, almost home. Just here, just still, almost home. The kettle just clicked off a minute ago. Steam curling up against the kitchen wall. I haven't really moved since you sat down, just watching how the day begins to fall. Your jacket's on the chair, still undone. The street outside is softer than I knew. A neighbor walks a dog across the lawn, and everything is finally getting through. There's music in the other room, still low, a bassline that I memorized by heart. My tea is cool enough to drink it now. I wrap my hands around the gentle part. The news is on but no one's really watching. We let the captions flicker on the screen. A car goes by the window, breathes a little, and Tuesday feels like every in-between. I don't need the day, don't mean a thing. I don't need a plan to call it good. Just the way the curtain finds the floor, just the way you stay here when you could. Almost a Tuesday, almost a song, almost the moment we keep holding on. Almost a Tuesday, slow and warm, just the quiet, just the room, just the calm. Almost a Tuesday, you and me, nothing happening, nothing we need. Almost a Tuesday, soft and long, just the rhythm of where we belong. I traced a small circle on the tabletop while you were telling me about your week. A sentence got lost somewhere in your shoulder. Your laugh was low and honest, barely speak. The laptop closed, the phone is on its side. No one's rushing anywhere tonight. The book I meant to read stays where I left it. Some things are better felt than read by light. Maybe this is all that life is. Love, small windows open to a smaller sky. A body resting next to you, not speaking. A breath that doesn't have to wonder why. If I could keep the seconds as they pass, I'd keep them right here, perfectly imposed. No grand event, no headline, no arrival, just hours moving like a river close. Almost a Tuesday, almost a song, almost the moment we keep holding on. Almost a Tuesday, slow and warm, just the quiet, just the room, just the calm. Almost a Tuesday, you and me, nothing happening, nothing we need. Almost a Tuesday, soft and long, just the rhythm of where we belong. The lamp is humming something low, and the street is finally gone to sleep. Just here, just still, just Tuesday. Almost home, almost home, almost home. small familiar sound. Mug of water sitting where I left it down. I don't reach for it, I just let it be. There's a kind of rest in not needing anything. The curtains drift away, curtains do, lazy in the air. Half awake, half blue, I'm tracing circles on the rim of the glass, watching tiny planets in the water pass. Shoe prints in the dust along the hallway floor, quiet proof that I came in through the door. I remember locking up, I remember keys. Now I'm just the person my living room sees. Phone face down, the charger light blinks slow. A soft red pulse like a heart saying hello. Outside a car rolls by and doesn't stop, just a small goodbye from a passing thought. And the room is wider when I'm not trying. My shoulders find a place where they can lie down. Nothing asks a question, nothing wants a thing. Just the clock, the breath, the ordinary sound. It's almost a Tuesday, it's almost enough. Almost the moment I stop rushing up. Almost the hour that the world lets go. Almost the soft place I've been looking for. Almost, almost, almost is enough tonight. I'm almost home, I'm almost held. I'm almost warm in this quiet light. Tomorrow has a meeting, tomorrow has a plan. Today I'm just a body in a sleeping fan. The sheets are cool on the side where I haven't been. The pillow holds the shape I keep coming in. I could read a chapter, I could write a line. I could call someone I knew back in '09. But the night is gentle and the night says wait. So I let the gentle little moment take its shape. There's no revelation hiding in the dark, no big answer printed on the kitchen wall. Just a lamp, a glass, a person drawing breath, getting used to loving their own company. The street is finally gone to sleep. Just here, just still, just Tuesday. And if nothing changes, nothing has to. I am held by ordinary things. It's almost a Tuesday, it's almost enough. Almost the moment I stop rushing up. Almost the hour that the world lets go. Almost the soft place I've been looking for. Almost, almost, almost is enough tonight. I'm almost home, I'm almost held. I'm almost warm in this quiet light. Almost a Tuesday. Almost a Tuesday. Almost home. Almost home. The kettle clicks off, the kitchen goes still. Steam drawing a line toward the windowsill. I count what I have, not what I lack. A folded towel, a book I won't give back. The street light flickers, the neighbor waves slow. Nobody asking me where I have to go. I settle into the chair, I let out a breath. Just me and the dust and the quiet left. The calendar page turned while I wasn't looking. Tuesday again, no drama, no hooking. I rinse my mug, I set it down to dry. Watch the afternoon peel off the sky. Some days are just the body being here. Water in a glass, a hand brushing hair. I don't need a reason, I don't need a sign. This ordinary hour is already mine. So I let the room hold me. I don't have to be anything but still right now. Anything but free. Almost a Tuesday, almost a prayer. Almost a moment, I'm already there. Almost a Tuesday, soft and slow. The kind of day that lets you let go. Almost a Tuesday, nothing to prove. Just the light coming in, just the people I love. Almost a Tuesday and I am enough. Right here, right here, right here. My phone face down on the wooden floor. A jacket draped over the open door. I heard a child laugh 3 buildings away. The neighbor's dog barking began beginning each day. Nothing is broken, nothing needs repair, just the gentle weight of the evening air. I open a window an inch, maybe two, let the city come and let it pass through. If this is all there is, then this is plenty. The hum of the fridge, the room steady and empty. A cup on the table still warm from my hands. These small, ordinary, unasked for plans. I used to chase the feeling, now I let it land. I used to search for home, now I understand. Almost a Tuesday, almost a prayer, almost a moment, I'm already there. Almost a Tuesday, soft and slow, the kind of day that lets you let go. Almost a Tuesday, nothing to prove, just the light coming in, just the people I love. Almost a Tuesday, and I am enough, right here, right here, right here. Almost home, almost home, almost home. The light keeps moving slow. Almost home. Tuesday, let me stay. Let me stay. The coffee went cold an hour ago. Still sitting by the notebook I closed. The street outside is breathing slow. No sound but the fan and the curtain it blows. I trace a line along the rim of the cup, watching tiny circles drive themselves up. My phone is face down on the wood, and for once the quiet is doing me good. Nothing I need to rearrange today, just the way the window lets the morning in gray. There's laundry folded on the chair. The cat is sleeping without a care. I wonder if she knows the time, or if she lives in some softer rhyme. My socks are warm against the floor. The room remembers every sigh and more. I stretch my hands above my head, let the thoughts I carry go back to bed. Even the dust looks gentle now, floating slow like it forgot to land somehow. I could open up my laptop and write. I could call someone just to say goodnight. But the day is small and I am small too, and it's almost a Tuesday is asking me to stay right where I am. Stay right where I am. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Nothing is breaking, no one is leaving. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I am still here, I am still breathing. The light is doing that thing it does, light is doing that thing it does. Falling in pieces, falling in pieces, because it does. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Let me stay, let me stay. Let me stay. I made a list of ordinary things, drinking water, folding sheets, humming. The kettle clicked before I knew the kind of want I was walking into. My neighbor waved through the window pane, a small gesture I will hold again and again. The world is quiet, not gone away, just resting its voice at the end of the day. I think I understand now what she said about peace being a table with bread. If I could press a hand against this light, I would hold it gently, I would hold it right. Nothing is wrong, yeah, nothing is late, just a Tuesday wearing a softer face. I will let the dishes wait their turn, I will let the laundry spin and learn that not every hour has to be filled. Some of them are here just to be still. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Nothing is breaking, no one is leaving. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I am still here, I am still breathing. The light is doing that thing it does, light is doing that thing it does. Falling in pieces, falling in pieces, because it does. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Let me stay, let me stay. softly fading away. Yeah. Morning slitting with the neighbors talking low. Kettle steam curling slow against the window glow. I let my tea cool a little longer than I should. Standing in my socks on the kitchen wood. Phone face down by the cup, I didn't finish yet. Just watching dust drift in a beam I won't forget. The hallway clock was ticking, something soft and warm. No need to lead, no need to keep up with the form. The street outside was quieter than the day before. Like even cars were thinking more and moving slower. I caught my own reflection in the microwave door. A tired face that finally wasn't asking for more. The radio kept playing but I turned it down low. Just background hum to let my breathing come and go. There's a kind of rest that doesn't close your eyes. It just sits beside you gentle and it doesn't ask why. And maybe nothing's broken, maybe nothing's wrong. Maybe I'm just learning where my thoughts belong. A small and honest hour, a quiet kind of room. Nothing big is happening and that's a kind of bloom. Almost a Tuesday, almost a day. Almost the kind of hour that slips away. No big declaration, no parade. Just me in the morning, gently late. Almost a Tuesday, soft and slow. The kind of light you don't let go. If you ask me how I made it through, I didn't do much. The day just grew. I wrote a note but didn't send it yet to anyone. Just folded it in half and put it by the spoon. The neighbor's cat walked past the glass like he knew my name. I waved at him a little, felt a little less the same. There's laundry on the chair, still warm from yesterday. And books I keep on opening and put away. I'm not in any hurry, not in any race. I'm learning how to live at my own pace. Some days are not for climbing, they are for the ground. For hearing how your own 2 feet can make a softer sound. The world can wait outside the door, it's not upset. It knows I'll come back out when I'm ready. And yeah, I think I'll linger here a little longer now. Let the light move slow across the carpet. Allow myself to be a person with nowhere to be. Just here, just now, just breathing, just me. Almost a Tuesday, almost a day. Almost the kind of hour that slips away. No big declaration, no parade. Just me in the morning, gently late. Almost a Tuesday, soft and slow. The kind of light you don't let go. If you ask me how I made it through, I didn't do much. The day just grew. Almost a Tuesday. Almost me. Almost free. Almost free. Let the evening come in pieces. Let it bend. Another slow and honest day that's close to end. I'll leave the porch light on for no one passing through. Just a quiet glow. Just a small hello. Softly, softly fading away. Softly, softly. Almost a Tuesday. Tuesday morning light came through the curtain slow. A coffee cup still warm from hours ago. The street outside has gone quiet, almost soft, like the city learned to whisper what it thought. My shoes by the door, no reason yet to move. Just listening to the room and what it proves. That nothing here is urgent, nothing loud. Just a Tuesday leaning easy through the cloud. I trace the rim of the cup with my fingertip. Watch the steam unwind in a lazy arc. The bookshelf holds the books I haven't read, and the plant leans toward the window from the bed. There's a message on my phone I don't reply. Not because I'm tired, just because the sky feels like it deserves this quiet hour first. before the world comes knocking like a third. So I stay a little longer than I planned. Let the room keep holding what I am. No rush at all. Just the hum of a Tuesday learning how to fall. Almost a Tuesday, almost a dream, soft as the silence between two breaths in a stream. Almost a Tuesday, easy and slow, whatever I'm feeling I don't need to know. Almost a Tuesday, weight off my chest, like the world gave me permission just to rest. Almost a Tuesday, soft as the air, nothing to be anywhere but here. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The neighbor's cat walks past my open door. She pauses, looks at me, decides I'm not a chore. The radio's been playing something low, a song I half remember from a year ago. I think about the people that I love and how the distance doesn't seem so rough when the morning folds itself into the day and Tuesday doesn't ask me to explain. If I could press this moment like a leaf between the pages of a quiet week, I would keep it here. This ordinary atmosphere. No fireworks, no epiphany, no proof, just the gentle evidence beneath the roof that I am here. The light is here, the cup is full, and Tuesday asks for nothing, and that's beautiful. Almost a Tuesday, almost a dream, soft as the silence between two breaths in a stream. Almost a Tuesday, easy and slow, whatever I'm feeling I don't need to know. Almost a Tuesday, weight off my chest, like the world gave me permission just to rest. Almost a Tuesday, soft as the air, nothing to be anywhere but here. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Softly fading, softly fading, softly fading away. The light moves slow across the floor. Almost a Tuesday. Softly, softly, almost a Tuesday. Light slips between the blinds again. Same cup on the table, same chair. I watch the dust make lazy turns. No need to name the day out loud. The kettle hums a low refrain. Outside the street is gone soft too. Just cars and clouds and quiet blue. I sit here breathing almost still. I didn't plan to feel this calm. It found me somewhere in between a folded shirt, a half-read page, the fridge humming a single note. Nothing asked me to decide, the room is holding what I bring. No rush, no echo, just the room and time that doesn't pull me near. If this is ordinary, fine, I let it stay a little while. Let the phone lie face down here, let the window do its work. Almost a Tuesday, softly, softly. Almost a Tuesday, nothing to prove. Almost a Tuesday, slow breath, slow hands. Almost a Tuesday, just me and the light. Softly, softly. Almost a Tuesday. Holding steady in the room. I trace the wood grain with my thumb. Count the small things, I forgot the warm plus sunlight pulls and stays. The way the floorboards gently creak. Some hours don't ask to be filled. Some days just lean against the wall. I let this one be mostly still and watch the shadows stretch and yawn. If you were here, you wouldn't speak. You just pour tea and set it down. 2 cups were cool beside the sink. The world would keep its steady pace. We wouldn't need a better view. We let the ordinary glow and sit with nothing left to mend. Almost a Tuesday, softly, softly. Almost a Tuesday, nothing to prove. Almost a Tuesday, slow breath, slow hands. Almost a Tuesday, just me and the light. Softly, softly. Tuesday fades, cup still warm, light still low. Almost a Tuesday fades, softly, softly. Almost a Tuesday, slowly letting go. The blinds are half closed, the room is dim. Steam rising from a cup I keep refilling. I hear the neighbor's TV through the wall. Just a murmur, a laugh, a soft beginning. My notebook is open but the page is bare. Watching dust move in the light unhurried. The cat stretches slow beside the chair. And I am somewhere between staying and leaving. A bicycle leans against the hallway door. Its bell rings faintly when the wind finds reason. I walk the floor in socks I wore last night, counting the boards just to pass the season. There's mail I haven't opened on the table, a pen that rolls and stops against the ledger. I think of calling someone, then I don't. Just sit and watch the kettle lose its measure. Nothing's broken, nothing's on the mend. Just the ordinary trying to begin again. The street outside has gone a little soft, like it's forgotten what it's waiting for. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is moving slow across the floor. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm not asking for anything more. Softly, softly, let the day arrive. Softly, softly, I am by your side. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. And I can finally breathe it in. The fridge hums low, a constant little note. The radio plays something I half remember. A car door closes somewhere down the street. Just a sound, a shape inside the evening. I water the plant that never seems to grow. Sing a few words with no particular meaning. The mirror in the hallway catches me looking less like someone I am leaving. If you were here, you'd pour the second cup and tell me I was overthinking everything. I'd smile and say I wasn't. We both know the conversation would dissolve in gentle teasing. Maybe we'd walk the block before it rained. Maybe we'd stay and say nothing worth repeating. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just the sound of us not meeting. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. The light is moving slow across the floor. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. I'm not asking for anything more. Softly, softly, let the day arrive. Softly, softly, I am by your side. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. And I can finally breathe it in. Softly, 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 almost a Tuesday. The cup is cooling on the table now. Softly, 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 almost a Tuesday. Letting go, letting go. Almost a Tuesday. Tuesday light across the kitchen towel. A cup of tea going cold for a while. The radio plays something soft and low. A car outside is moving very slow. My jacket hangs still by the back door. I folded it last night, maybe more. The shadow on the wall begins to lean into the kind of ordinary I keep clean. A text I never sent is still on the screen. The words were not unkind, just in between. The street below has lost the sharpest sound. The dust is settling gently on the ground. My shoes are quiet where I left them last. The hour has decided to hold fast. I take a breath, the room begins to dim, and every single surface feels like him. Not in a heavy way, just in the air, like perfume left behind in a chair. Like the fridge humming low and true. Like the rain beginning on the roof. Like I could call. And yet I don't, like I could stay, and yet I won't. But here, in the glow of almost Tuesday, I let the moment hold me anyway. Almost a Tuesday, almost a day, almost the words I never get to say. Almost a Tuesday, letting it flow. Almost the way you never really go. The light is off, the cup is in my hand. The world is not demanding where I stand. Almost a Tuesday, almost a sigh, almost a kiss we keep passing by. Almost a Tuesday, almost a glow, holding the version only we know. The cat across the hallway makes no sound. The curtain sways but barely off the ground. I write a list of things I do not need. A pencil, marker, paper, and the seed of something growing very quietly inside a Tuesday meant for you and me. The fridge gives up its little tired song. I let the day continue, not for long, but long enough to feel the whole thing through. To almost stay, to almost follow through. If I had called, would you have answered slow? Would you have let the minutes overflow? Would we have sat and watched the light go dim and named the quiet feeling there within? I do not know, and that is where I live. In almost and in all I cannot give. The street outside is quiet, almost gone. The morning has decided to move on. And I am here with tea, with breath, with room. Almost a Tuesday, almost in bloom. Almost a Tuesday, almost a day, almost the words I never get to say. Almost a Tuesday, letting it flow. Almost the way you never really go. The light is off, the cup is in my hand. The world is not demanding where I stand. Almost a Tuesday, almost a sigh, almost a kiss we keep passing by. Almost a Tuesday, almost a glow, holding the version only we know. Almost a Tuesday, fading slow, letting it go. Almost a Tuesday, quiet and low. Almost, 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 almost. Almost, almost, almost. The kettle clicks off and I forget to pour. Linen curtains swaying by the kitchen door. A neighbor's dog barking 2 streets over slow. My phone is face down, I don't need to know. Steam finds the ceiling and just stays up there, floating like a question I don't have to share. The light is turned golden, almost amber now. I let the quiet show me where to bow. There's dishes in the basin, no rush to clean. A notebook open, half a sentence in between. I wrote your name once and then I crossed it out. Not angry, just a quieter kind of drought. The street outside is humming with the heat. A bicycle goes by on a tired beat. I pull my chair closer to the window pane. Watch a leaf give up and let the sidewalk claim. And nothing needs to happen, nothing has to land. I can sit inside this moment, cup still warm in my hand. The day is barely breathing, soft as a whisper plan. Almost a Tuesday, quiet and low. Almost, 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 almost a Tuesday, letting things go. Almost, almost, almost. The light is doing all the talking, the dust is dancing slow. I'm not reaching for a meaning, I'm just here and that's enough to know. Almost, 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 almost. A neighbor waters plants across the lane. She waves like we've known each other for years. Say my way back easy, nothing more to say. We both return to our ordinary day. The fridge hums a low and familiar tune. Afternoon is softened into a swoon. I check the clock and it is kind to me. No appointment with the world, I'm finally free. I used to chase the feeling, try to hold the glow. Now I'm learning how to watch the daylight flow. There's no emergency in slowing down, no award for being busy in this town. The cat curls tighter in the chair beside my chest moves easy. Nothing left to hide, just this room, just this breath, just this warm and steady tide. Almost a Tuesday, quiet and low. Almost, almost, almost. Almost a Tuesday, letting things go. Almost, almost, almost. The light is doing all the talking, the dust is dancing slow. I'm not reaching for a meaning, I'm just here and that's enough to know. Almost, 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 almost. Cup is cooling down, but I don't mind. Even the silence has been kind. Almost a Tuesday, almost, 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 almost. The curtain lets the morning in a thin and steady line. My coffee's gone cold again, but I don't mind the time. The city wakes below my floor, a soft and distant sound. Just me and the radiator humming what it found. I trace a finger down the glass and watch the people pass. A girl with headphones nodding slow, a man who lights a cigarette. The street is cold, the street is grey, the street has lost its shape. And every face I see today feels like a quiet landscape. There's laundry on the balcony, 2 shirts and a white sheet. The breeze is moving through them slow like something half asleep. I think I'll call my mother later, maybe pour a second cup. Just let the silence do the work of filling up. No drama at the window, no epiphany to chase. Just sunlight pooling on the floor in a familiar place. The books are stacked beside the bed, the bookmark halfway through. A week that didn't ask for much and got exactly what it knew. I'm not waiting for a sign, I'm not chasing down a line. Just breathing in the in-between, letting ordinary things mean more than they used to mean. Letting ordinary things be everything. Almost a Tuesday, almost a dream, almost the lightest I've ever been. Almost a moment, almost a sigh, almost the color of an open sky. Almost a Tuesday, almost a song, almost the place where I belong. Almost, almost, almost there. Almost like I'm learning how to stand in midair. Almost. My neighbor plays a violin a little out of tune, but even that sounds right today, like music in a room. The fridge hums low, the laptop sleeps, the plants lean toward the door. I haven't thought about the week behind or the week before. There's dust on top, the picture frame, a postcard from the coast. A list of things I'm meant to do, the kind I love the most. Not because I'll do them now, but because they stay a gentle pile of maybes I will get to anyway. Breathe in, breathe out, the room expands. Count the small things resting in my hands. A pen, a key, a cracked mug, a phone, a quiet kind of life I finally know. No rush, no flood, no need to prove. Just this slow and honest groove, this slow and honest groove. Almost a Tuesday, almost a dream, almost the lightest I've ever been. Almost a moment, almost a sigh, almost the color of an open sky. Almost a Tuesday, almost a prayer, almost the feeling of not going anywhere. Almost, almost, almost mine. Almost like I'm taking back the sweetest part of time. Almost. The afternoon will fold itself into the wall. The lamp will glow, the street will call, and I'll be here, Just listen to it all. Almost a Tuesday. The light came through the kitchen in a slow and honest way. Touched the cup, I left it from a quiet yesterday. No rush to move, no reason for my hands to start the day. Just the hum behind the fridge and dust that drifts like it can stay. I count the tiles a little, watch the steam begin to lean. Hear the neighbor's dog turn over in some half-remembered dream. And I let the moment hold me, let the small things intervene. Like a Tuesday that remembers what a Tuesday should have been. My phone is somewhere sleeping, screamed down on the wood. A pair of socks still folded where I left them like they could. The street outside is soft and lost the color that it had. Now it's just a gentle murmur from a city feeling glad. I'll make another coffee, watch it bloom against the light. Add a little too much sugar, stir it slow into the white. Nothing needs my answer, nothing's asking me tonight. Just the ticking of a clock that knows I'm taking it light. If this is ordinary, then I think I'm finally home. If this is just a Tuesday, then I'm never alone. Let the world keep turning in its tired and patient tone. I'm learning how to linger like the moss upon a stone. Almost a Tuesday, the kind that doesn't ask you where you've been. Almost a Tuesday, a small and quiet kind of medicine. The light is low, the door is slow, the room is warm enough for me. Almost a Tuesday, the only day I wanna live and see. Yeah. There's a notebook on the table with a half-written line. Something about the weather, something about the taste of time. I don't wanna finish it, I just wanna feel the pen. Drawing slow and lazy little circles now and then. A car goes by, a window hums, a curtain lifts and drops. The shadow of a plant leans in and quietly stops. I could call a friend and tell them that the morning's soft and clear, but for now I'll just sit with it and let it disappear. Maybe I was tired of all the noise. Maybe I was rushing toward a door. Maybe this is what my breathing knows, that I'm not in any hurry anymore. The roof is holding, the floor is good. The kettle clicked an hour ago. Nothing's broken, nothing's misunderstood. Just a Tuesday moving slow. Almost a Tuesday, the kind that doesn't ask you where you've been. Almost a Tuesday, a small and quiet kind of medicine. The light is low, the door is slow, the room is warm enough for me. Almost a Tuesday, the only day I wanna live and see. Almost a Tuesday, let the afternoon go longer if it can. Almost a Tuesday, just a cup, the light, and me. Just a cup, the light, and me. Almost a Tuesday. The clock is doing nothing new. Same little tick, same little view. Steam's still rising from the tea. You know exactly what that means. I'm sitting here in between. Just a room, a quiet street, just a steady ground beneath. Almost a Tuesday. The curtain pulls the light across a slow and lazy kind of gloss. Nothing planned and nothing lost. The car hums by, a door goes soft. I let my hands rest where they sat. I let the day be where it's at. Not chasing, not rushing past. Almost a Tuesday. Breathing slow, and I'm not waiting for a sign. I'm not reaching for a line. Just here, just here, just here. Just the cup, the light, and me. Just the cup, the light, and me. Almost a Tuesday. It's almost a Tuesday, and nothing needs to change. The world outside keeps turning. but I'm letting it stay the same. Almost a Tuesday, a window, a floor, a chair, no story I am chasing, no trouble I am bearing, just the cup, the light, the air, just the cup, the light in me. Almost a Tuesday, I think about the things I said, I let them soften in my head. No need to fix, no need to mend, just let the ordinary bend. The neighbor's dog is half asleep, a bicycle rolls down the street. My coffee's gone a little cold, but I am not inclined to move. Almost a Tuesday, through and through. And if tomorrow wants to come, I'll let it find me sitting here. If something wants to slip away, I'll hold it gently, have no fear. I don't need the day to be anything more than it could be. Just this quiet company, just this cup, this light, this breath, just this ordinary death of whatever I was chasing. Almost a Tuesday, it's almost a Tuesday, and nothing needs to change. The world outside keeps turning, but I'm letting it stay the same. Almost a Tuesday, a window, a floor, a chair, no story I am chasing, no trouble I am bearing, just the cup, the light, the air, just the cup, the light in me. Almost a Tuesday, just the cup, the light in me, just the cup, the light in me. Almost a Tuesday, softly fading now. The curtain moves a little by the door. Dust sits in the slanted light it pours. I left the phone face down on the wood. A quiet kind of ordinary good. My tea has gone from hot to warm to still. Outside the cars are climbing up the hill. I hear the neighbor's dog get one soft bark, then nothing. Just the daytime growing dark. My shoes are sitting crooked by the wall. The jacket I keep meaning not to haul. I trace the line along the window pane and watch the street come back to me again. A kid goes past on something with the bell. A woman waves at someone I can't tell. The world keeps doing what it always does. I'm sitting here, not asking it for love. It doesn't need to be a special day. It doesn't need a reason I can say. Just breathing in, just letting out, just letting ordinary things stay out. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just the light, the room, the cup beside me. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Soft and slow, the hours unwind. Ain't nothing missing, nothing left to prove. Just me, the chair, the quiet groove. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, and that is more than enough for me. The fridge gives off that little humming sound. A clock is ticking somewhere down the hall. I wonder if the mail is even now. I wonder if I really care at all. The cat is folded in a crescent shape. Her breathing almost makes a paper leak. I count the things I do not have to do, and that is zero just to make it true. Let the day unspool without a frame. Let the world keep going. I won't name whatever this is, whatever it became. A small bright corner and I'm not to blame. I'm not to blame. I'm not to blame. I'm just sitting here, and that's the same. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Just the light, the room, the cup beside me. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday. Soft and slow, the hours unwind, and nothing missing, nothing left to prove. Just me, the chair, the quiet groove. Oh, almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, and that is more than enough for me. That is more than enough for me. The light keeps drifting slow. The street says hello. Almost a Tuesday. Almost a Tuesday. Almost almost a Tuesday, softly fading now. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, softly fading now. The kettle clicked off in the kitchen low, steam curling upward, a slow, easy flow. The street outside hums in a half-asleep tone. A scooter drifting, then leaves me alone. I trace a small circle around the cup's rim, watching the surface hold on to the dim. The chair gives a creak as I shift in my seat, and I let the quiet come in with the heat. There's a photograph face down beside the keys, a receipt, a hair tie, my ordinary debris. The afternoon turns to its golden gray phase, and I am just breathing through most of the day. A neighbor walks past with the grocery bag slow. I hear their footfall and then let it go. The fridge hums a note that I know by heart now, a steady companion to whatever I start. Nothing is broken, nothing's on fire, just a small glow of a usual hour. The light through the curtain sits soft on my hand, and I don't need a plan that I haven't planned. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, the kind of day that doesn't ask much of me. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, just a slow breath in the room, letting be. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, softly fading now, but not in a hurry. I open the window a quarter-inch wide, letting the air find the room from outside. A sparrow sits balanced on top of the rail, tilted and certain small proof of the day. I think about texting someone back soon, then I decide that I'll wait till the moon. The pen on the table rolls halfway around, like even my objects are low to be found. There's a version of me that would chase every bell, but today's the version that sits and sits well. The clock on the wall ticks a tempo I trust, patient and honest, a little bit just. I hum to myself cause the melody's there, born from the radiator, steady warm air. No revelation, no thunder, no spark, just me and the afternoon walk in the dark. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, the kind of day that doesn't ask much of me. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, just a slow breath in the room, letting be. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, softly fading now, but not in a hurry. Almost a Tuesday, almost a Tuesday, letting the ordinary carry me. The cup has gone cool where my hands used to be, the light's softer now, almost out of the room. I'll close the window and let the day lay. Almost a Tuesday,